Let's jump right in. First question we looked at was, how important is the internet to you? Right. And we have an answer here we sort of put in the, let's call it band 5 category.
Yeah.
It says, internet is important. I use it every day for many things.
Okay. Straightforward.
It is. It tells you something, obviously. It's an acknowledgement.
Yeah, you get the basic idea. But it's so broad, isn't it?
Totally.
Many things. I mean, that could be looking up a recipe or could be, collaborating on some huge global project.
Exactly. There's no real weight to it.
It lacks depth. And what does that actually tell us about how that person sees the internet? Maybe they haven't really considered its specific impact.
That's a good point. Now, let's contrast that. Here's a band 8-9 answer to the same question. The internet plays a vital role in my life. I use it not just for daily communication and information, but also for managing tasks and staying updated with global events.
Okay, wow. You can immediately feel the difference there, can't you?
Definitely.
Vital role. I mean, that's much stronger language straight away.
And they back it up.
Yeah, with actual examples. Communication, information, managing tasks, keeping up with global events. It just paints a much, much clearer picture, more significant.
And what's interesting, I think, is how that second answer moves from just a general feeling, it's important, to identifying specific functions.
Right.
It really highlights that, a more sophisticated understanding often means figuring out the distinct ways the internet helps us. It's not just that it's important, but how it plugs into different parts of life.
Makes total sense. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. How much time are we actually online? Question 2. How often do you use the internet?
Okay, so the band 5 response we have is, I use internet all time, morning to night. Now, a couple of things here. The grammar's a little off.
Yeah, use internet all time.
And all time is just so general. Even adding morning to night while it's trying to be specific. It still feels a bit flat, kind of repetitive.
Right. It doesn't really give you a sense of their actual day, does it?
No rhythm.
It's almost like saying, I eat food always, breakfast to dinner. I mean, yeah, technically true, but tells you nothing specific.
Exactly.
Okay, so the band 8-9 answer.
I'm connected to the internet pretty much all day. I check my phone right after waking up, use it for work during the day, and unwind with online content at night.
Ah, okay. See, that flows.
Notice the structure. It was sort of chronological, walks you through the day.
Yeah, you get those specific time points right after waking up during the workday, then unwinding at night.
And the vocabulary is a bit richer, too. Connected, unwind. It just gives you a much better feel for their actual usage patterns.
So the big takeaway there isn't just saying a lot. It's about structuring it, giving those time markers, examples through the day.
It grounds it, makes it feel real.
Totally. Right, third question. This one looks at purpose. Do you use it more for work or in your free time?
The band 5 answer. I use for both. Work and fun. Maybe same.
Maybe same. That's interesting.
It's brief, isn't it? And while it mentions both, that maybe same sounds a bit unsure.
Yeah, like the line is blurry for them, maybe.
Or just underdeveloped. It doesn't give a clear sense of balance or how work and fun use might differ.
It's like they haven't really separated the two in their own head. Okay, let's hear the band 8-9 version.
I'd say it's evenly split. I depend on it heavily for work tasks like emails and research, but I also enjoy using it for relaxing in the evenings, like watching shows or reading blogs.
Okay, much clearer. Evenly split gives you the balance straight off.
Right. But more importantly, they then elaborate, don't they? They explain how it's used in each context.
Exactly. Specific examples again. Emails and research for work.
And watching shows or reading blogs for relaxing. That helps us understand the different hats the internet wears in their life, so to speak.
Those concrete examples are just crucial, aren't they? It's not enough to say work and fun. You got to show what that looks like. Okay, favorite websites. Question 4.
Band 5 answer. I like YouTube, Facebook, and Google. I use every day.
The big 3.
Pretty much. It's a list, right? A simple list of popular sites.
And, okay, use every day, so we know they're frequent. But why are they favorites? What do they do there?
Exactly. No indication of purpose. It feels very surface level.
Like naming brands. Now, the band 8-9 response.
I really enjoy using Medium for insightful articles and YouTube for educational content. I also rely on Google frequently when I need to look things up quickly.
Ah, okay, the why.
Straight away, yeah. The reasoning comes through. They don't just list sites. They say why insightful articles, educational content.
Even the Google one rely on it. When I need to look things up quickly, it tells you about its function for them.
It gives us a little window into their interests, their online habits. It feels more intentional.
The why just transforms a simple list into something way more revealing. Okay, question 5. Do you use apps?
Band 5. Yes, I use apps. Many apps. Like games, music.
Okay, simple confirmation.
Very general again. Many apps tells us almost nothing. And games, music, they're just broad categories, aren't they?
Yeah, not specific examples. Lacks detail about what they actually find useful or fun.
It's basic. Now the band 8-9 answer. Yes, I use several apps on a daily basis. My current favorites are Spotify for music, Duolingo for language learning, and Evernote to organize my thoughts and plans.
Right. Actual app names: Spotify, Duolingo, Evernote.
And crucially, there's that hint of purpose, again, especially with Evernote, to organize my thoughts and plans.
Yeah.
It gives us a little insight into why they're using it, how these apps fit into their life for different needs.
That small detail about organization with Evernote, it just adds so much more insight, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's not just consuming stuff, it's like active use for personal goals.
Yeah.
Okay, next one's a bit more reflective. Do you think you use the internet too much?
The band 5 response. Yes, use too much. Hard to stop.
Short and to the point.
Very. It acknowledges the feeling, the possibility of overuse,
Yeah.
but there's no real self-awareness, no explanation.
No, it's just stating a fact almost, not exploring it. Okay, band 8-9.
To be honest, yes. I sometimes find myself endlessly scrolling or switching between apps without a real purpose, which can be distracting and unproductive.
Ah, okay. Much more reflective.
Yeah, there's a level of self-awareness here.
Yeah.
They explain why they feel they use it too much, that endlessly scrolling, switching between apps without a real purpose.
And connects it to actual negative consequences, distracting and unproductive.
Exactly. That shows a deeper understanding of their own habits and, the impact those habits have.
That link to tangible outcomes, that's really important. Shows they've actually thought about it. Okay, question 7, looking ahead. How will the internet develop in the future?
The band 5 prediction. Internet will be faster, more phones use.
Okay, probably true, but
Fairly obvious, right?
yeah.
Doesn't really demonstrate much insightful thinking about where things are actually heading.
It's a very surface observation. Now, the band 8-9 response.
I believe the internet will become even more integrated into our daily lives through smart devices and artificial intelligence, making everything from shopping to healthcare more seamless.
Okay. That's more developed.
Yeah, it's more specific. It mentions smart devices, AI,
And connects it to broader trends.
and suggests how these things will integrate the internet further, making shopping, healthcare, whatever, more seamless. It hints at a more nuanced grasp of technological evolution.
It's thinking about the trajectory, the impact on different parts of life, not just stating the obvious. Okay, final question, number 8. Are there any negative things about the internet?
The band 5 answer. People use too much. Not good. Waste time.
Again, identifies a concern.
But it's very underdeveloped, isn't it?
Yeah.
The ideas are just sort of hanging there. No real examples, no elaboration on why it's not good or how it wastes time.
Just flags a general worry without digging in. Okay, the band 8-9 answer.
Yes, one major drawback is that it can be addictive and affect productivity. People often spend hours online without realizing, and it can also impact face-to-face communication.
Right. That clearly spells out specific negative aspects: addiction, productivity.
And gives concrete examples of the consequences, like losing track of time online, or how it affects real-world interactions.
Yeah, it demonstrates a much more thoughtful consideration of the downsides.
Definitely.
So looking back across all these examples, these comparisons, some really clear patterns emerge, don't they?
Absolutely. The band 5 answers, they consistently tend to be quite general.
Yeah, lacking specifics.
Lacking examples, using simpler vocabulary, often missing that clear structure or any deeper reasoning.
Just kind of stating the obvious sometimes.
Exactly. Whereas the band 8-9 answers, what we see time and again is that emphasis on being specific.
Backing things up.
Backing up general statements with concrete examples, using more varied, more precise words.
Organizing their thoughts logically.
Yes, and offering explanations, justifications for their views. It's really about moving from just a basic description to something more detailed, more thoughtful, articulation.
And for you, listening to this, understanding these differences is really key, I think. It's not just about, sounding smarter or something. It's about developing a clearer picture of your own digital habits.
And being able to talk about them effectively.
Right. Plus, you get much better at sort of hearing the level of thought and insight when other people talk about how they use the internet.
Which brings us to a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on.
Yeah.
How would your answers to these questions stack up? If you were answering about Importance, frequency, work versus fun, apps. What specific details, what examples, what reasoning could you add to your own descriptions to really elevate how you understand and talk about your own internet use?